Day, ladies and gentlemen, little sisters and brothers. I know by now your doubt demons are having their way with you in regards to the mechanics of my overall theory. I've heard them whisper in your ears. I don't know why you keep listening to this jerk. I told you before, he don't know what he talking about. Look at him, smearing the good name of God's chosen people like this. What? Stop trying to defend him. You know he ain't right. Truth be told, he's just trying to hurry up and go to the next overlay so you don't stand up to him and demand some type of example of all of this bullets he trying to say. What? Well, like, even if there is a population explosion during an after-wars disaster, etc. Notice, he never show you how in the 80s the new and fresh people get accepted into the society in the first place. You want me to tell you the reason why? He lying. Yeah, he's just a liar. If I was you, I wouldn't even let him go to the next lie until he can show you some kind of example to this. You know what, people? I got that. And I agree. You do deserve a legitimate example of the mechanics of my theory. In this case to me, how in Valhalla do the evildoers induct 10 to 20,000 new and fresh models into society unawares? But I must be honest, for I shall not tell a lie. This video is also meant to marinate your minds for the next video as well. In this case to me, what we will read today is a mirror image, though macro, of the exact same situation and solutions put in place by the soon-to-be Israelis for future new and fresh soon-to-be Israelis in Eastern Europe. Saying that, and seeing you don't have a problem with the fact that there are population explosion during wars, etc., allow me to ask you a question, gentle strangers. When you read Wikipedia under Syrian passport, and it says, quote, in April 2015, Syria changed its passport requirements so that Syrians outside Syria, including refugees who have fled the Syrian civil war, will be eligible for passports without an intelligence service review. Passports will be issued to Syrians, personal quote, even if they left in an illegal manner or they hold non-official passports or travel documents, referring to passports issued by Syrian opposition representatives in Qatar. In 2015, fake Syrian passports were found being used by non-Syrians to apply for asylum in Europe. Well, after reading that, gentle strangers, my question is, what do you perceive? Who, me? I perceive this is the understanding we needed to expose an absolutely perfect, universally accepted, worldwide system of inducting new and fresh replicas who, having no papers, identity, money, property, family, homeland, etc., into societies all across the world. Check it out. According to Wikipedia, under displaced persons camps in post-World War II Europe. Say it again. Displaced persons with an S, camps with an S, in post-World War II Europe. Perceptual context. Seeing this example is really a no-brainer for anyone who can understand the words that have been coming out of my mouth, and the fact YouTube is already messing with me. Y'all know I will keep my personal comments to a minimum on this video. Again, if you simply look at the information through our clone replacement perception, I shouldn't have to say a word. Saying that, Let's begin, shall we? Quote, displaced persons camp in post-World War II Europe were camps established after World War II in Germany, Austria, and Italy, primarily for refugees from Eastern Europe and for the former inmates of the Nazi Germany concentration camps. A personal quote, displaced persons camp is a temporary facility for displaced persons, whether refugees or internally displaced persons. Listen up, listen up. 2 years after the end of World War II in Europe, some 850,000 people lived in DP camps across Europe, among them Armenians, Poles, Latvians, Lithuanians, Estonians, Yugoslavs, Jews, Greeks, Russians, Ukrainians, and Czechoslovakians. At the end of the Second World War, at least 11 million people had been displaced from their home countries, with about 7 million with Allied occupied Germany. These included former prisoners of war, released slave laborers, and both non-Jewish and Jewish concentration camp survivors. The Allies categorized the refugees as displaced persons, DPs, and assigned the responsibility for their care to the United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration. Stop. Bingo. Is Little Miss Ivy the only person who can perceive how perfect this induction process truly is? Is she the only person? Let me say that again. Is she the only person who immediately thought of wag the dog when hearing this? I mean, all that is needed is the perception. It don't even have to be real, but just give the perception there is unrest in any part of the world, and the United Nations, along with the Red Cross, etc., will set up induction stations to give everyone who finds their way there start from scratch life essentials, including free transport to different nations across the globe without proof of any identification. But let's continue for more clues if you don't believe me. Under background, quote, combat operations, ethnic cleansing, and the fear of genocide uprooted millions of people from their homes over the course of World War II. Between 11 million and 20 million people were displaced. As the war ended, these people found themselves facing an uncertain future. Allied military and civilian authorities faced considerable challenges resettling them. Since the reason for displacement varied considerably, the Supreme Headquarters Allied Expeditionary Force, the Supreme Headquarters Allied Expeditionary Force classified individuals into a number of categories. Here's the categories: evacuees, war or political refugees, political prisoners, forced or voluntary, I just seen that, forced or voluntary workers. Interesting. Organization TODT, I forgot to look up what that was. Someone please put that in the comment section if YouTube allows it. Organization TODT, workers. I'm still stuck on the voluntary workers. I'm still stuck on that. Former forces under German command, deportees, intruded persons, extruded persons, civilian internees, ex-prisoners of war, the stateless persons, and stateless persons. Interesting. In addition, displaced persons came from every country that had been invaded and or occupied by German forces. Although the situation of many of the DPs could be resolved by simply moving them to their original homes, this could not be done For example, where borders change to place the location in a new country. Additionally, many could not return home for fear of political persecution or retribution for perceived or actual collaboration with Axis powers. Stop! Bingo! With all of these categories to choose from, surely 10 to 20,000 people can get in where they fit in. What you think? But let's continue for more clues, shall we? Under the needs of displaced persons. Quote, displaced persons often move from camp to camp, looking for family, countrymen, or better food and accommodations. Over time, ethnic and religious groups concentrated in certain camps. Camp residents quickly set up churches, synagogues, newspapers, sport events, schools, and even universities. Among these were the technical universities in Esslingen, set up by the Polish mission, the Free Ukrainian University, the Ukrainian Technical Agricultural Institute of something, the Baltic University, and short-lived UNRRA, that's the organization that does all of this, university. German universities were required to accept a quota of DP students. Stop. First of all, wait a minute about the German. Wait a minute, hold on. This is not adding up, ladies and gentlemen. The same way that all of London can be bombed except the city of London, which is what the financial district. I mean, not one Arab bomb, not one person say, oops, the same way. This doesn't make sense. Germany was invaded. It was bombed out. What do you mean? German universities were required to accept a quota of DP students. This is right after the war. What do you mean? But let me keep going, because this is YouTube, and let me keep going. Stop. Are you guys I guess I did understand it. Are you guys hearing this? Talk about world-sanctioned new and fresh life essentials. Being taught how to be human right there in the camp. And all of it on the government's dime. But let's continue, please. Under resettlement of DPs. Quote, once it became obvious that repatriation plans left a large number of DPs who needed new homes, it took time for countries to commit to accepting refugees. Existing refugee quotas were completely inadequate, and by the fall of 1946, it was not clear whether the remaining DPs would ever find a home. Between 1947 and 1953, the vast majority of the non-repatriables would find new homes around the world. Example. I'm going to stop there, because Little Miss Ida has to reload. But I hope you can see just how easy it is to induct new and fresh programmed merchandise into the specific areas needed, with the emphasis on the words programmed merchandise. This is the real reason why the world is so pissed at the pure white Christian American male who do not want to bring any of the new Syrians in America. Yet, they will import Ethiopians and Black Sudans, etc. It's because these pure white Christian males, they know this batch is programmed to fight against their causes, etc. If YouTube allows you to make a comment in the comment section, please let me know what you think.